Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Jules, here for WhatCulture.com, and today I want to talk to you about Easter eggs and hidden little moments in films. Now, not only can these be lovely little nods to other projects, but also enrich your time in the world in which you're immersing yourself into. Plus, I mean, when you get to show your friends, you get to act like you're high and mighty, and if there's one thing I love being, it's f***ing smug. You're welcome. With this in mind, I'm Jules for WhatCulture.com, and these are 7 movie plot details that are insanely easy to miss. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to stay notified. Ding, ding, done. Number 7, It Follows. The final entity is Jay's father. So, remember in the finale to It Follows, where Jay and her friends are trying to lure and capture the monster? Jay seems to act really badly to one of its final appearances. At the time, you think to yourself, well, she's probably used to nondescript people walking very slowly towards her, so what's the big deal, chum? Well, it turns out that if you look at the family photos in her house, you'll see that it's actually taken the form of her dad. Now, her dad's out of the picture, as it were, during the course of this film, and she doesn't want to talk about it with her friends, so this choice of form is particularly cruel. And the film never explicitly tells us this, so it's basically a nice little addition to a pretty great horror movie. Number 6, 21 Jump Street, The Dorito Clue. Not content with simply hiding the likes of Johnny Depp in as a cameo earlier on in the film, 21 Jump Street also gives you a second chance to earn your investigator's badge with a clue based around Doritos. The film manages to sneak a hint as to who is the mastermind behind the HFS drug really close to the beginning. After the pair try the drug for the first time, they mention how it tastes like Cool Ranch Doritos, which then cues Mr. Walters to walk past proudly clutching a Doritos bag. I mean, yeah, it's pretty obvious if you're rewatching it, but the first time you notice it, well, that is pretty sweet, or pretty Cool Ranch, as I could say if I was making a terrible joke, which I usually do. And can we just agree, just off a bit sidetracking here at the moment, that it's definitely Chili Heat Wave that are the numero uno Doritos flavor? We all agreed on that? Brilliant. Number 5, Pulp Fiction. They stole the dance trophy. Now, Tarantino loves to hide little details into his films, so this one is actually quite easy to miss. Now, you remember the whole scene in which Vincent and Mia go out dancing with moves smoother than your mother's genitals? There's my one per list. You'll notice that when they come back, they've got the trophy. Now, that's all well and good, you think. They were just so goddamn sick that they got it. Well, it turns out that that's not actually the case. The truth is that they actually stole it. And how do we know this? Well, because in the scene in which Butch returns to his apartment, the truth is revealed when he walks past the neighbor's window and a TV can be heard. And the report on the TV says that the trophy was indeed stolen. Number 4, The Thing. Windows dropped the keys. Now, as I've mentioned before, John Carpenter's The Thing is one of my favorite movies of all time! For many reasons, but one of which is a very clever audio cue. This cue answers the question as to how somebody got access to the blood supply despite only Gary having access to the keys. But Jules, I hear you say, you glorious Windows clearly did it because of the fact that he's the one that borrowed the keys. Well, that is wrong, because you'll notice earlier on in the film that Windows actually gets spooked by the alien invader, and you'll hear when he runs away that there's an audio cue of some keys hitting the floor. You don't actually see them, but you know he's dropped them. Just saying, man. We never see them, but boy is this a brilliant touch that keeps the questioning high and the certainty low. Number 3, The Usual Suspects. Verbal accidentally confesses. Now, there are numerous videos and online theories as to who the real Verbal Clint is. Well, it turns out that if you're actually just paying attention to the film, well, he actually just straight up confesses and confirms it himself. Because basically, during a heated argument with the agent, he admits that he killed Keaton. He accidentally blurts out, "I did kill Keaton," but since he's being yelled at, neither he nor the audience really catches this confession. Verbal quickly corrects himself and instead claims that he saw Keaton get shot, and the interrogation continues as normal. So yeah, should have paid a bit more attention, I guess. Number 2, The Dark Knight. How did Two-Face get in the car? Now, throughout The Dark Knight, Batman and the Joker seemingly appear and disappear as and when they want to, because they basically are just creepy, slimy, weird dudes who can just do that. I wish I could do that. I mean, I did it for about 18 years when Ewan was born, disappeared out of his life for a bit, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, a person who definitely doesn't have that skill, or so I thought, was Harvey Dent. But he seems to have it when he just basically appears in the back of Sal Maroni's car. But it turns out that this appearance isn't magical at all, because if you pay very close attention, you can see how he does it. At the beginning of the scene, one of Sal's henchmen is approaching the car, and when Sal is walking around the other side of the car, Harvey quickly pulls this goon out of frame before anyone notices and takes his place in the back seat. Real blink and you'll miss it stuff. At number 1, Memento, the Leonard Flash. Now, Memento was only Christopher Nolan's second ever film, but he had already perfected this weird storytelling device that he's quite now famous for. Strewn throughout the film are various scenes of Leonard talking about Sammy Jenkins, a man who suffered an accident that meant he couldn't form any new memories. And in the end, or technically beginning, Leonard finds out that he and Sammy are actually the same person and that he's got his own tragic backstory mixed up, and it was actually him who gave his wife an overdose of insulin. Oopsie. But the movie briefly gives the twist away during one flashback, where we see a shot of Sammy that morphs into Leonard before quickly cutting away, which reveals just how jumbled his memory has become. And there we go, those were 7 movie plots that were insanely easy to miss. Let me know what you thought about them down in the comments section below, and before you go, maybe you'd like to check out this video I've done on the gaming channel, 10 video games that will kill you within the first 10 seconds, or maybe you want to try out something on the wrestling channel, my weekly show, the most insane things happening in wrestling each and every week. What a joy, you're welcome. As always, I've been Jules, you've been awesome, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye!